हो, क्लास चालू झाला. ओके, हेलो एवरीवन. तो क्या आपने आपका फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इंट्रोडक्शन प्रिपेयर किया है? क्या आपने आपका इंट्रोडक्शन प्रिपेयर किया है जो मैंने आपको क्लास में लास्ट क्लास में बताया था किस तरीके से आपको प्रिपेयर करना है? मुझे आपकी आवाज़ नहीं आ रही, रिपीट कर दो. हाँ, पर आपको वर्कआउट करना चाहिए था क्योंकि आपके पास कल का दिन था, परसों का दिन था, तो आपको ये तभी करना चाहिए था क्योंकि अभी आपको और बाकी के टास्क भी रहेंगे ना इस वीक में. ओके, तो मैं होप करता हूँ कि आप वो बना दोगे, राइट? और क्या आप जो मैं यहाँ पर कोड लिख रहा हूँ, क्या आप वो लिख पा रहे हो आपके लैपटॉप में? ओके, so now we will continue with the input, right? So in the last class we have started with the input, how to take a input, right? Now look at the few rules of a input, and I hope that you are also writing down the notes of whatever I am teaching here, right? So after some time I am going to ask you question regarding to these things. That's why try to write down all these notes in your notebook, right? Now look at here, input. There are some rules of while taking the input, right? Whenever we are only writing the input, right? So at that time it will consider as my data type as a string, right? Now what is meaning of this? Now look at here. Let us say that I am assigning a variable a, and inside the a I am storing the input, right? Now look at here. I will assign one value for this input as a, let us say, uh, 8, right? So now tell me what is the data type of this a? What is the data type of in it? Show it should be a integer, right? But by default it is writing down as a string because input is by default considering this value inside input as a string, right? Now how to change this value? Now let us imagine that we have to take input, and now that input with the data type of a integer, right? So now look at here, how can we do that one? For that one we have to, let us say, this is my d, and inside the d I have to take a input, right? But before taking input I have to write down my data type, right? That is my integer, and inside the integer I will write down the input. हॅलो, इकडे फर्स्ट फ्लोअर एकदम आत. क्लास चालू आहे ना 1:30चा. नाही नाही, जाऊन येतो मी, मला आता स्टार्ट केलंय मी, तासभर लागेल. हा. ओके. ओके. Okay. So now look at here. This is my integer, right? Look at here. This is my integer. That means by default I'm saying that now I have to take a integer as a input, right? Okay, now look at here. I will write down any integer here, and I will check the data type of this D. Now it is showing me as a integer because I have to write down a condition, that is I want to get only the integer data type. That's why first of all I have to write down int and one bracket, and inside the bracket I am writing down as a input, right? Now that is the rule of a input. By default the data type of input is a string. That means if I am not assigning any data type, so it will consider it as a string, right? Now similarly let us take a float. F is equal to float, and inside the float I have to write down as a input, right? Now this is my input. Now 4.8. Now let us check the type of F. It is showing me as a float. Okay, now we will understand that how we can write down any message while taking the input. Okay, now let us say that I have to take a age. Age is equal to my let us say it is available in a integer format, integer input. Now look at here, inside the input I am writing down one message, right? Now look at here, if we have to write down any message, and that message will be in a string format, that's why I have to write down in a double quotes, right? We have learned about the string data type, right? That is the compulsion of we have to compulsory write down in a single or double quotes. Now I will simply write down message here, please enter your age. Okay, now look at here where this message will reflect. Now I will execute this age. Now look at here, I am getting one message, and that message is please enter your age. Okay, okay, now if I will check the age, it is having 43. Okay, I hope that this concept is clear to now everyone. Okay, so let us perform few more operations on this. Now let us say that I have to take a one input. Okay, and let us say that that input is a name. Okay, now this name will be available in a input, right? So inside the input I will write down one message, uh, please enter your name. Okay, so by default it will take a input of a name. Okay, now I have to write down my name with is my name. Okay, I have to write down something like this one sentence. So how can I write down? Simply inside the quotes, my name is, and after this plus, after this plus whatever will be my name, right? Now look at here, please enter your name. Let us say this is my name. My name is Om, right? Now this is by default we have written, and we are doing the addition with this name. Okay, so let us create for the age. Okay, this is my age. age is equal to age is equal to integer. Okay, integer your integer input, and inside this I will write down one message. Please enter your name. Okay, and below this I have to write down my age with my name. Okay, this is my age. Okay, so look at here, how can you do that one? Now I am going to create a new variable, right? And inside that variable I'm going to store that whatever will be my sentence, complete sentence. Let us say inside the d. Okay, inside the d I'm going to store my all this data. So first of all, inside the d, look at here what I am writing. uh, Let us say age, comma, and after this I'm writing is my age. Why we have written this comma? Because we can't do the addition of number with the string. That's why we have written here age, comma. Comma means now we can write down different data type, that is our string. Okay, after that we can write down let us say is my age, and let us say plus. Now we can do the plus of this string with string, this my age. Let us say thank you. Okay, now we have to print our whatever will be d. Okay, that we will do in next cell. Let us first of all execute till here. Now I will execute this cell by pressing shift and enter. Now it is asking me, please enter your why it is asking me a name. Okay, I have mistakenly written here name. I have to write down here age. Okay, no worry. Okay, this is my age. Now I have to get this sentence. So it is stored in a D, right? So I will check what is the D. 45 is my age and thank you. Okay, so let us write down in a print D. This is my age and thank you. Okay, we have got this message, right? Similarly, like this way we can do anything. Let us write down the simple example of addition. Okay, addition. Now a is equal to integer input. Okay, I am not going to write down any message inside this integer. B is equal to, let us say, float input. Okay, and simply my C will be a plus b. Okay, so let us write down. First of all, it is asking me for this a, so my a will be 10, and my b, and my b will be, let us say, 5.5. Okay, now my answer is now stored in a C. So I will check the C, what is available inside my C. Okay, it is having the 15.5, right? So like this way we can do our addition. Now let us write down the multiplication. For a multiplication, let us say S is equal to integer input, and let us say this is my value of S. and d is equal to integer input, and this is my value of d. Okay, and my final output is available in f. F is equal to s multiplied by t. Okay, now what is s? S is my 80 and d is my 4. Okay, now I have to check my answer that is available in f. Okay, it is showing me as a 320. Like this way we can play with the inputs, right? Now let us do one more example of division. Okay, now inside the division I have to take a input of a q, that is the integer input, and this is my q. Okay, for w integer input, this is value of a w. Okay, so this is w. Now inside the r, otherwise we can directly write down q divided by w. Okay, but we have to store this value in any variable. We can store like this one. Okay, inside the g, but as of now we want to directly print out whatever will be our value, q divided by w. Now here let us execute this cell. Now it is asking me value for the q 10, w will be my 2. Okay, and this is my output. First of all, this is executing my first cell, second cell, and third cell. Let me first of all open and text numbers. Why it is not showing the my number text line numbers? Edit. Okay, view show line number. Okay, look at here, 1 2 3 4. Okay, and now uh, okay, now here is the one uh, issue with the our input, right? If any interview is going to ask you the question, what is the default data type of a input? Okay, like this one. Let us say that I am writing a is equal to input. Okay, and if I will write down anything inside the a. Okay, so what will be the data type of this a? Tell me answer. String, right? Imagine that inside this, inside the a I have written 10, but it will consider this is as a string, not a integer or a float, because we haven't written here integer like this one, right? So this is the answer. The default data type of input will be a string. Okay, note down this point. Okay, so I think that this much things are more than sufficient for the few uh, practicals. Now we have to start the next topic of the data structure. First of all, give me confirmation that everything is fine till here. Okay, now we have to start the first data structure in Python. Okay, so I will create the new file for your this data structure. New notebook, select day 1. Okay, so we will start the data structure now. Okay, okay. uh, Now we have recently, first of all, learned about the, look at here, first of all we have learned about the data types, right? And there we saw the different types of the data. Okay, and I hope that these things are written in your notebook or in a notes. Okay, and after we saw few operations, there we perform few operations based on our data types, right? Multiplication, input, like all these things we have performed in our operations, like how to take the input, right? Now, like this way, we have completed the topic. Now, after this, we have to start the new topic, that is of the data structures. Okay. Now, data structure. So inside the data structures, we have the different types of the structures. And why we are going to learn this data structures? Because we have to store our data in a different structures, right? There will be different types of the structures, and we are going to start with our first data structure, and that is going to be our list. Okay, this is going to be our, first of all, it is a list. Now, first of all, understand that what is the list. Now, first of all, we are going to write down list like this way. Okay, this is like the square bracket. Okay, this is the first thing. And what we can do in our list, okay, we can write down multiple data set inside a list. Let us say 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. Okay, this is the list A. Okay, and if I will check the data type of this A, so it will show me as a list. Okay, this is the thing related to the list. Now, after this, there are some properties of this list. Okay, now, first of all, what we can do inside the list, first of all, it is a mutable. Okay, it is a mutable, that means we can update, or we can change this list after defined. That means whenever, let us say that I have written this A is equal to this my list, and I have executed this cell. Now after that I can do the changes of this list, something like the removing this one, adding anything new here. So these things are allowed in a list. Okay, and this is the thing related to the, this is the thing related to the our list. Okay, and here we can write down any type of the data. Any type of the data means integer, float, string, complex number, boolean values. So like all these types of data we can write down in our list, and these are the things related to our list. Okay, so now what we will do, we will first of all write down some codes related to the our list, and we will perform some operations on it. Okay, and you have to also write down the things related to the list. Okay, and what are the features of this list? First of all, we can write down any type of the data inside the list. It is written in the square bracket, and it we can uh, change, update the list. That's why it is known as the mutable, right? And it allows the duplicate. Now what is meaning of duplicate? I can write down the similar type of data inside this list. Okay, there is nothing any restriction. Okay, now let us perform few operations inside the list. Now here I will first of all write down as a my heading, this is my list, and I have told you the features of this list, right? What are the specifications of this list? And this is going to be your next interview question. What are the features of the list? Okay, I am repeating one, that first of all list is denoted by the square bracket, and we can write down the duplicate data inside the list. We can change and update the values of the lists, and it is known as the mutable, right? These are the things related to the our list, right? Now let us write down any list here. A is equal to this list, and inside the list 1 2 3. Okay, now if I will check the type of A, so it is showing me as a list. Okay, so like this way we can play with our list. Now inside the list there is a one more topic of slicing. Okay, slicing operation. Now this part is mainly we are going to use in our next data. Okay, now am I audible? अभी आ रही है आवाज? Okay, so now we will perform some operations inside the list. Before performing any operation inside the list, so here comes another topic. Okay, I hope that my screen is visible to everyone. It is visible. Okay, so now look at here the next topic of a slicer. Okay, now slicer means we are going to slice down the things, right? Now let us take this basic example A, and inside the list of 1 2 3. Okay, and inside this slicer we are going to first of all learn about the indexing. Okay, what are the indexing? Now indexing means, okay, now look at here how indexing is stored related to this list. For 1, the index value will be 0. Okay, comma. For 2, my index value will be 1, and for 3, my index value will be 2. Okay, that means indexing starts from 0. Okay, indexing starts from the 0. Okay, now what is meaning of this indexing? That means let us say that I have to fetch only this 2 from my list A. How can I fetch it? By using this slicer, right? Now look at here, I will write down something like this one. A and this uh, list, and what is the index of this? 2. So it is having 1. So now this will give me the output like a 2. If I will write down A of 0 index, that means it will return me the 1. If I will write down A of 3, okay, so it will show me the, sorry, A of not 3, A of 2, A of 2, it will show me the 3. Okay, now let us write down here indexing. Okay, now A of 2 will be 3 because the index starts from 0. That means it will count down from 0, 1, 2. Okay, now if I will write down A of 2, it will show me the 3. Okay, I have to write down 0. A of 0 will be 1 and A of 1 will be 2. Okay, so like this way we can perform in a indexing. Okay, now look at here. Let us say that first of all I will create one list here. Now inside this list I have data something like this one. Okay, so this is my list. Now let us imagine that I have to slice down the data from 1 to the 4. Okay, I have to slice down the data from 1 to the 4. Okay, now okay, just give me 1 minute. I have to write down manually, right? S is equal to, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And what we have to do now? We have to fetch only data from 1 to 4. Okay, so first of all I will write down the index numbers below of this one. That means my index will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, this will be my index numbers. If I have to fetch only single digit, let us say I have to fetch only 5, so I will write down yes of 4. So this will reflect me as a 5. Now what we have to do, we have to fetch the numbers from this to this. This means 1, 2, 3, 4, like this way. So how can we do that one? So for that I will write down as a s of this, like list, and here I have to first of all write down my starting point. Okay, my starting point, my starting point from this 0 index. Okay, from this 0 index, that's why I will write down as a 0. Okay, and after this colon, now look at here, I have to write down my end point. Okay, what I have to write down, I have to write down my end point. Okay, look at here, what is my end point? This fourth is my end point, but I will write down my next point because this will exclude my this point. That means I will write down as a 4, because if I will write down till this 4, then it will not consider this 4, it will consider before this fourth value, that will be whatever will be my value. Okay, so now let us perform this operation. Okay, you can write down note here. Yes, of starting point is my 0 and my ending point will be this my, let us say what is our ending point? that is our 4. Okay, that is our 4. Okay, it is showing me till 4 because 4 means this my fifth value, so it will not consider this fifth. Before of this fifth will be my last point. Okay, so we can write down note like this one: starting point and ending point, and inside the bracket not considered. Okay, so now let us take one more example. Okay, now here we have to fetch the data from this 5 to the 9, from 5 to the this 8, let us say till 8. That means I need only 1 2 3 4 data points. Okay, so what is my starting point? My starting point of this 5, and it is having the index of a 4, that's why I will write down as a 4. And my end point is 8. Okay, end point is 8, but I will not write down this 8. I will write down its next point, that is the 9. That means index number of 8. Okay, from 4 to 8, s of 4 to 8, 5 6 7 8. Like this way it is showing me the all the data points from 5 to 8. Okay, this is the slicing operation. This is the slicing operation by using index. Okay, and indexing always starts from the 0. Okay, I hope that everything is fine till here. And do you have any doubt? Okay, so what I will do, I will send you all these codes in your group. First of all, try to first of all perform all these codes, and then we will continue the remaining part. Okay, and give me the tomorrow confirmation before starting the class that you have written all these codes. Yeah. So we will stop here, and you have to write down all these codes.